Welcome back to the Coyote Country Homestead. It rained all day, so ground is muddy. Probably won't be doing a lot of work tonight. I might get these bald cypress needles cleaned up and moved over to the burn pile, and then I'd be ready to work on this drive tomorrow. But in the meantime, the front end of the tractor is missing something. We need to get that grill guard on there. And I got what is supposed to be the right grill guard today. I did find in the instructions that they have a page for the Workmaster 40 on getting that installed. So I'm pretty confident that I've got the right one. Uh, anyway, that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to get the grill guard put on. And like I said, we may get these bald cypress needles picked up. We'll see about that. So thanks for joining us here. If you do me a favor, you can wait till later if you want to make sure you don't hate the video. But if you like the video, would you do me a favor and click the like? And it would help me if you'd click the subscribe button. That's not going to cost you anything, and we're not going to send you any messages or anything, but it will let you know when I've recorded a new video. It won't be hard for you to find. That's really all that is. So anyway, let's get started on this, and we'll get this knocked out. All right, we've got this flange here. That's going to allow the grill guard to mount in there, and then we'll be able to lift it up and move it out of the way when we open up the hood. We need this one spacer in here. So other bolts. It's always the one in the worst position that has just a little bit of a burr on it. I'm going to get the other one secured in place first, just where it's hand tightened, and then I'll come back with the tools. Well, I'm going to be a little careful. This one's right next to the exhaust. Boy, I didn't mean right next to the exhaust. How's that going to work? Well, unfortunately, the exhaust is cool, but it is still in the way. May have to undo that bracket. All right, this is what I'm wrestling with here. So it's a three-hole. It's a 3-hole bolt pattern that I need to get in here. So I can get this one and this one, but the other one is like I need to go right through this here. So I need to get the exhaust pipe out of the way. So I'm hoping if I undo a bolt underneath here, that'll pull away. It's sure looking like it. So we're gonna try it. Yeah, there's quite a bit of slack on that one once I get this bolt undone. Yeah, that should give me what I need right there. I don't like using crescent wrenches. I prefer to use the right size wrench for the job, but this head requires a 17 millimeter. And I have that. Let me think this through for a minute. Actually, I have that backwards. Yeah. I don't have a 17 millimeter in a combination wrench. I only have it in a socket, and I won't be able to get a socket in here. So I'm going to have to use the crescent for this side. I wish I had a ratcheting crescent, but a ratcheting combination wrench. It's really only that bottom one I need the crescent wrench for. This is another one of those with a little burr on it, so I can't really hand tighten it up very well. I think I maybe passed the burr now. No, boy, that just wants to catch. Supposed to torque these down. I only have a 3/4 or a 3/8 inch. I'm sorry, I only have a 1/2 inch torque wrench. I may have that size. This now that I think about it, I'll check on that in just a second. I think I do now that I say this. Yeah, I can get that down to there. Actually, I could have got that in there the whole time. Next time I have to install a grill guard on my tractor, I'll know about that. All right, nope, I was right. I have a 1/2 inch torque wrench, and all I have is a 3/8 inch socket set. So I'm going to have to figure out which is cheaper to get the right size socket, 3.5 inch, or to go ahead and get the 3/8 inch torque wrench, because they've got that at Harbor Freight for, oh, I don't know, gosh, it's like 20 bucks or something. So it's probably going to be cheaper to get that. Anyway, let's double check how tight this is. We'll get it as tight as I can get it for right now. And then I'll come back and torque these out later once I get the right size torque wrench. Yeah, those are probably not torqued enough. I think these are supposed to be torqued at about 54 pounds, 54 foot-pounds. All right, so we've got these bolts here. Pretty sure this is the one that drops into the channel to hold the grill guard in place. Put in this spacer in there. and then a flat washer, and a lock washer, and then we put the bolt on. Got another burr on here. It is just enough that I can't finger tighten it, but not enough. Catches right there. It's just enough that I can't finger tighten it, but then it won't work the ratchet. Okay, it's just now catching enough to use the ratchet against that lock washer. This one is supposed to be torqued to 80 foot-pounds. Again, I'll have to get that one a little bit later. Although I might have, that one I think might be the same as the wheel bolts. And I might be able to do that one. So let me get the hardware for the other side here. Put the bolt through, and then the tube spacer, flat washer, lock washer. Same sequence. This little tube spacer goes in between here, and that's what's going to allow that to slide up and down in this bracket. Then we put the flat washer, lock washer, and the nut. The work instructions on this say that's a half-hour job. That automatically means it's a minimum of an hour job for me. I wish I was faster, but I'm sure the mechanics can do this in 15 minutes. So the acid test is if I can lift this up and slide it forward, because that has to happen to open up the hood. Okay, there we go. A little tight, but so. And I guess then this will rest against the guard or the front loader, but kind of thought I might have a catch in there. Something to hold it. I guess if the bucket's not down like that, this would hold it and keep it from sliding forward. But that's what it's supposed to do. Just come up like this and get out of the way. I just didn't expect it to drop down so far. And you can close hood. That. I guess what happens right here is where it bumps against that. So that makes sense. Okay, so that's installed. One thing I don't want to forget, and that's to put this bolt back on the exhaust bracket. I'll have to undo this when I go to torque these bolts, but now that I know how to do it, it shouldn't be a big deal. but I'd rather put it back for now. Make sure I don't forget about it and end up losing that bolt. Since this nut's the same size as the tires, I do have a 1/2 inch impact socket that I'll be able to use with the torque wrench. So I'm going to go ahead and torque these to 80 pounds. Okay, there's that. Not quite. All right, there's that one. Oh, that one torqued right away. There we go on that one. Good to go. My wife called me to dinner at the end of this project, but I got all the tools cleaned up and trash thrown away. I'm just out here kind of checking it out the next day, and I'm really pleased with it. I like the way it looks. Hard to see from the front, at least with this on. So, yeah, it looks good. I like it. Hopefully that'll protect my grill and my headlights from any kind of tree or sapling, whatever, coming up and snapping it and doing some damage. And that'll be the big thing. So that'll wrap this one up. Thanks for bearing with me on this. I know I made a few mistakes. I still have to get those 1 bolts torqued. I've got to get that torque wrench. That's on my list of things to do. But other than that, I think it's a total success, and glad you came with us for the journey on this. Once again, do me a favor, click like, click subscribe. The subscribe won't cost you anything. We won't charge you any money, and we won't put your name on a mailing list or anything. It just lets you know. It'll make it easier for you to find when I publish future videos, and it helps me grow the channel, so I appreciate you doing that. And in the meantime, we will talk to you soon, and thank you for joining us at the Coyote Country Homestead.